Hello and welcome to the Dive In. I'm your host, Kathleen, and today I have with me Akash.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow people. We got to watch a comic book based movie today, and therefore I am very happy because the nerd in me is pleased. I also have coffee today from Jacksonville. This is Long Road Coffee.
I do not have coffee from Jacksonville because that would be a long road. Um, no,
That was so bad.
welcome to my podcast. If you've never been here before, you're welcome.
Today we're
Uh,
talking about Deadpool and Wolverine, the newest movie to come out as of the recording of this.
yes, and yes, as if you guys have not figured out yet, we do spoil as much as possible. So if you don't want to be spoiled for this movie, I would not keep listening or watching. All right.
This
Yes.
this obviously goes in like if you have not seen Deadpool 1 and 2 or some of the other Marvel cinematic properties, this movie has a lot of spoilers and references to a lot of things because that is the
Mhm.
definition of the character Deadpool and breaking the fourth wall and like doing all the meta commentary stuff. Even for stuff that hasn't happened in the MCU, they had references to like movies outside of it.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know that this necessarily, I feel like you could have easily watched this and not seen the other two Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because the really all the stuff that he's done in the past wasn't too prevalent. I mean, like his motivation, yes, but like that was
Well, the ending of Deadpool 2 goes into all of this stuff happening.
well, yeah, but I don't think you fully need to
They
watch the first
explain
two
it.
Deadpools.
They
Yeah.
show they show whatever you want. Like it's if you've seen the previous ones, you have more inside jokes, but like it is humorous without that.
Yeah,
Like
this I feel like okay, so going into this, I tried not to watch like any trailers. I think I saw maybe half of one and then I stopped because trailers have been spoiling everything lately. And so I
I
just
agree.
stayed away from everything that I could. The only thing that was really spoiled for me was Lady Deadpool. Thank you, Blake Lively, for your Instagram post. But everyone else, like I had no clue that this was supposed to have all of these people, or what is it called? Uh what is it called when people like show?
Cameos.
Yes, thank you. I didn't know there was gonna be all these cameos and stuff like that. I didn't know they were gonna pull a Spider-Man No Way Home. I yeah, so I was very, very pleasantly happy about this. It's, honestly, story-wise, this movie was the story was okay. It was fine. It did what it needed to progress it to progress everything forward so that they could have all their cameos and make all their jokes.
This entire story takes place in the span of 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like
So
this, like legitimately, this the storyline takes place in 24 hours, but because we're dealing with time shenanigans, like it's all of this stuff. But like literally, this is 24 hours of time pass, and we're like, this is what's happening.
yeah, pretty much. But sorry, the words are like so hard right now. Um,
You good there?
what?
You good there?
Just rebooting. Um,
Okay. I have to go into saying like this movie starts off like it literally builds the emotional part of it pretty damn quickly. Like in the first like 15 minutes, you're like, here's what's going on. And then they're like, now let's go have fun.
yeah. I mean, I do feel like it lacked a little bit of emotion compared to some of the other movies that preceded it. Um, but they did try to make it like, oh, he's having his birthday, he doesn't have the girl that he wants, but he's still surrounded by people he loved, but he's
Mm-hmm.
still on like a, even though he's surrounded by them, he's like in a sad place. And then they like he's been rejected by X-Men and by the Avengers, and he gave up being Deadpool and is just working as a car salesman and not a very good one at that. And then it's his birthday, and then the TVA is just like, yeah, no, we're gonna prune your entire place, but we'll put you somewhere else. So yeah, they I think there was a lot there that they tried to be like, oh, it's so sad, and but like I just feel like it was just story to he just needed motivation so that they could make all these jokes. And I fully appreciate this movie for that, regardless of the story, because I loved all of the jokes and everything before. And fortunately, I have seen all of the 20th Century Fox Marvel movies prior to this. And I was very happy that I had, because if you have not, you would be very lost.
I slightly agree. I think there's a lot of references that are made for, in fact, like a lot of the viewers of this, because they're going to be quite young. I know this is a rated R movie, but there's like a lot of young people that are like big into the MCU and things like that.
Yeah.
Like they haven't seen like X-Men 1, 2, and 3 and all that jazz. And they're at this point quite old movies. And
Yeah.
so the fact of the matter is, like a lot of people haven't seen that. A lot of people probably didn't even know who Elektra Jennifer Garner was because they'd never watched the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie,
Yes.
which was forgotten. I mean, Wesley Snipes' Blade, maybe they knew because that was like the mid 2000s.
I feel like that was early 2000s. I remember watching that when I was really young.
Let's
Like,
find out. The Blade trilogy came out 1998. I'm totally wrong. It's 1998 for the first one, 2002 for the second one, and 2004 for Blade Trinity. But we don't need to talk about Blade Trinity,
I don't think I ever saw. I
even though
even
they brought in Dracula.
so Blade, I don't know which ones I have watched. I just remember being very young. And then I think like my dad would watch it in a hotel room during swim meets, and I couldn't fall asleep, and I would just sit there and watch it. Like that is how I watched Blade. So,
It's what it is. I mean, like we even brought Chris Evans, Johnny Storm into this.
oh my gosh, that was the best review. I mean, I called it. Like the moment I saw him, I was like, it's Johnny Storm. It's not Captain America. And like even my dad was like Captain America. I was like, no. And then Deadpool was like, it's the Captain. And you're like, no. And it was great. Yeah.
They clearly added they used Disney money. That's what happened. They got Disney money and they
Yeah.
paid for as many people that were free to show up. Like
Yeah.
like just listing off, we got Chris Evans, we got Henry Cavill, the Calvarine as it was called, which
It's
very
amazing.
good. And they had him reference his Mission Impossible little thing.
Oh, did they?
They did. So that when Mission Impossible um Rogue, I forget the exact Mission Impossible he was in, but he
Yeah.
had this whole thing where he like threw his arms
Oh,
as if he
yeah.
was like loading his arms for a punch, and that's how he brought his claws out. And so that
Oh,
was a
I didn't even
reference.
catch that.
It I promise you it was a reference to that. We
Yeah.
had we had quite a lot of people from the original X-Men movies,
Yeah.
including Tyler Mane's Sabretooth, not Liev, I forget the other character, the guy that played Sabretooth, young Sabretooth, but Tyler Mane was there briefly.
Yeah.
We had I believe we had Toad in there briefly.
Yes.
Daniel Medina. We had Juggernaut, Aaron Reed Juggernaut, not the Deadpool Juggernaut, which is very interesting. We had, I think we had Shatterstar in there. We had Elektra. We had Blade. We had Pyro. We had Aaron Stanford Pyro, which was interesting. And he was a douchebag, just like he was in the last X-Men movie, which makes sense. Good actor. We
Yeah.
had we had Channing Tatum Gambit, which is a deep cut
Yeah.
because he was never Gambit.
No, and I actually just learned recently that he was supposed to be, and it just never happened. And I didn't even know that part. I thought they were just like, oh, let's just bring him in and then make these jokes about because he was a popular X-Men character. No, apparently he literally was supposed to be Gambit, and it got canceled or kept getting pushed off and never made.
Do you know who played Gambit
And what?
in like the old like? Well, it wasn't Gambit, but like Will I Am was the closest we got to Gambit. I think he played John Wraith in X-Men Origins Wolverine. And because like we had because we had John Wraith and we had Gambit, and I forget who played Gambit in uh, Wolverine Origins. Let me look that up. That was Remy LeBeau. Remy LeBeau played Gambit in that movie.
Mm.
And he was there very briefly. He was there very briefly, and he met Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. It was very interesting. And then we had Hugh Jackman play like 6 different Wolverines,
Yes. Oh my gosh,
all
that
of
was
which
great.
were based on different comic versions of Wolverine. We had Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, where he only had one arm in the claws. The time where he was on the X Cross isn't even a separate Wolverine. That was a variant art cover of a very old comic book that they brought out, and then Patch was a Patch, and we even had Hulk briefly, which I don't believe was an actual person. I think that was just CG, so no one got credit for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we even got comic accurate suits for like they made multiple different Wolverine suits. They even made the blue and brown from the original Wolverine and Hulk, which was
Oh.
very interesting. I was like, damn. Like they brought the budget out for this.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised they got in as many jokes and punches as they did, to be completely frank. But they
A
really
lot of F words. A
oh
lot
yeah,
of F words in this one.
so many. I mean, so many like okay, let's just start with the opening scene. I had never seen Logan. I don't know why. I've seen all the other Wolverine, X-Men movies, everything. I had never seen Logan, and so I watched it the night before. And
It's
I'm
the best
so
one.
glad that I did
It's
because
the absolute like Deadpool. This movie was great. Logan
yeah,
is better. Like this movie's funnier. Logan
yeah.
as just like a like as a piece of cinema is just better,
Mm,
in my opinion, because I
yeah.
think like a dramatic superhero movie is a much harder story to tell than a
Yeah.
comedic one.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree, especially with Deadpool it being very, very meta. They can kind of do whatever they want and get away with it, even if it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very, very glad I watched Logan the night before because literally where Logan leaves off is where this movie picks up. Quite literally, they're like, "How are we gonna honor Wolverine?" And they show his grave, and then Deadpool is straight up digging up his grave and then using his remains to fight
TVA agents.
TVA and then dance to Backstreet Boys. Yeah. Or NSYNC.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
actually hired a separate human being to put on the suit.
Yeah.
And do we have someone I can? Yes, Nicholas Powley
Yeah. He keeps showing
is
up on my For
dance
You page.
is dance pool and crushed it, man. Like man,
Yeah.
absolutely crushed it. Like well done. I thought they just got one of the Backstreet Boys. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, apparently we
Yeah.
have all the money in the fucking world, so just do whatever you want.
I
Like,
know.
oh, also, shout out to Blake Lively, Inez Reynolds, their kid, and Nathan Fillion for playing variants of Deadpool, Lady Deadpool,
Mm.
Kid Pool, and Head Pool, respectively. We also had Matthew McConaughey as Cowboy
Yeah.
Pool.
Yeah.
We
Which
had Alden Reynolds as Baby Pool, and Paul Mullen, the other guy that helps own that Wrexham team, played Welsh Pool.
gotcha. I wonder if like they didn't show a lot of their faces because it would have been too expensive.
I also think they probably just wanted to be in the cool Deadpool outfits.
There. Yeah.
Like if I was in a superhero movie, I don't want like there's a lot of times in these superhero movies they're like, okay, we need to have the mask off. No, screw that. I'm the superhero. I'm putting my mask on. Like if I was Batman, I don't want to stand there with my mask off. I want to be Batman.
You're true. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You want to take off your mask in the middle of the fight. You would keep it on until you get home. Yeah,
Yeah,
at the end of
Wolverine
the
is
day.
made of adamantium. He can do whatever he wants. Totally different.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who the Wolverine is.
Yes. Yes.
But
Um,
this movie does kind of make it interesting for the universe that they're in because it means Logan and Deadpool were in the same universe at that moment, but Wolverine dies in the year like 2080 something.
mm,
So Wolverine from Logan is still alive in the Deadpool universe, and now we have a secondary Wolverine in that universe
yeah.
by the logic of this.
Yes.
So
But wouldn't it mean that Deadpool is taking place in 2080?
no, he says it's 2024. He literally we actively see that it's been 6 years since the last time we saw Deadpool. Like they put it on the
Yeah.
screen and everything.
Yeah.
So it
But you said Logan died in 2080.
yeah, the Logan from the Wolverine from the Logan movie dies in 2080 after all the X-Men are dead. Colossus and Negasonic are still alive. Therefore, that has not happened yet.
But he was digging up Logan because
Yep.
Logan died. So that would mean it's 2080. And
No, he has
then
a he has the TVA device, so he can go wherever in time and dimensions. So he just jumped to dead Logan.
no, I thought he was digging
Yep.
up his Logan that died.
Yep, from his universe in the future when he dies.
Why didn't he just go to the Logan when he was alive? Because he literally was digging him up, being like, "Oh, I know how he works. I know he regenerated. I know he's alive. I'm gonna prove it." And then he wasn't.
This is the problem with time movies. This, like, actively right now, this would mean there are two Wolverines alive in that universe.
Yeah, yeah. And it wouldn't make, yeah, a lot of that wouldn't make sense. Why would they be exploding that day? Yeah, I don't know.
That's why it's time movies, man. There's all of
It's,
these things.
yeah, especially that one. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think in my mind at the end of Loki, I was like, oh, the TVA doesn't exist anymore, but it does because of
Also,
time.
I'm sorry, I said 2082. 2029 is when Logan takes place.
Okay, that's a big difference.
Yes. I mean, but it's still technically years. And like, if we look
Yeah,
up
it's a couple years ahead.
Deadpool Wolverine takes place 2024.
Okay.
So they probably just retcon some stuff where Wolverine died earlier, if we want to go by that logic, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
It's they've changed a lot of stuff, and we had a machine that destroys universes and all kinds of stuff. Like
Yeah.
Wolverine went to like 6 different universe. Like it's
Yeah.
all chill.
Or
Like I don't care that much.
maybe this is a different universe and that Logan just happened to die in the exact same way and but it was just 5 years earlier.
They could do whatever they want,
Yeah.
honestly. This is just a way for them to bring everything in, and like even in the comic books, like what was it? So in the comic books, which I hate what they've done, but that's besides the point. But the X-Men are staying in Alaska currently in the comic books as of the recording of this.
Why?
And so because this way they can introduce them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and just be like, oh, this is why the society didn't know about them. They were just hiding off somewhere else. Because that's what
But
they do.
why but why Alaska?
Whenever there's a new movie coming out, whenever or there's even rumors about it, like how we heard about a Blade movie years ago. They put Blade in the Avengers for a couple years in the comics to build up hype. They want to bring the books, the comic books, and the cinematic universe. They don't want them to be the exact same, but they want to be similar enough where people can jump to the comic books from watching a movie and they kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, money's got to be made.
Yeah. I know. That's all this is, unfortunately. But I mean, I still enjoy it when they want to make money. So
They introduced a lot of characters that I did not expect. Like I don't know why Elektra needed to be in here, but I'm not going to complain. Jennifer Garner's fine.
no.
Like we're good.
I did like the joke though where they said something like, "Oh yeah, Daredevil died" or something, and she's like, "That's fine."
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's her ex-husband. Yeah, makes sense.
Who cares? We got Cassandra Nova in here. That was a from left field. I was like, what are you talking about? Why? Like, and they made her like an evil monster, and she's a messed up character. So I was like, this is
Yeah.
perfect. This is
Yeah.
we're good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all about it. Like,
She
totally
was
cool with this.
just ruling over the void and was happy with it too. She's like, "Oh yeah, no, this is my world. I get to do whatever I want and no one's gonna try to stop me." Um, and
Yeah,
she
I was like thoroughly surprised. I'm not going to complain about it. I was like, all right. I also don't understand why Louis Tan, who plays Shatterstar, who like got killed in Deadpool 2 and he brought back for Deadpool 3, was alive and somehow best friends with Deadpool now. Like I was like, he's here, and Peter's here, but the rest aren't.
yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there. I'm not gonna complain. I was just like, some of this doesn't make sense, but it's Deadpool. I don't think it's. I think we're just supposed to take it how it comes and have fun with it.
Yeah. I don't have an answer for that one. I haven't seen Deadpool 2 in a while, so I was just kind of like, I don't know. I still love the character. Peter. Yes. Peter
Peter,
Pool.
yeah, Peter's amazing.
Yes. He is,
I hope they bring Peter into the comics in some way
yeah, because
because
that
that'd be
was
hilarious.
he's just great. He's just so funny. He's just there. He's just a dude. He's like, I'm a very supportive, awesome, like stepdad kind of vibes kind of dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we also got told that because of this, there are going to be more rated R Marvel movies.
Good. But
I believe Kevin Feige had said that.
oh, I hope they don't make all of them like stupid, funny meta. I want serious stuff again.
No. The
I need,
Deadpool will be staying how it is. I don't think they can put Deadpool in every movie, and they shouldn't.
well, no, but I don't want, I'm hoping that they don't see the success of Deadpool and be like, this is the writing style that we need for all the movies going forward.
I agree. They
Yeah.
need to make more movies in vein of like Logan and Endgame and stuff, where it's like, okay, have
Yeah,
a few jokes, but like
Civil War, Logan. Yeah, like those kind of, yeah. Like it's
I
good to
thought
do.
Civil War, people love Civil War. I
Love
thought there
it.
was terrible acting in Civil War.
I thought Civil War was amazing. Like I still love that. That one was so good.
I was annoyed by the motivations of certain characters in that and how they made them do because I was like, okay, well, you're contradicting yourself in this. And people do that, and I'm cool with that. But
Yeah.
like everyone was like, but Captain America, Captain America sucks. I'm sorry, I
Mm.
never cared. But Blade is probably going to be a rated R movie. The
As
Blade
it should
reboot, Kevin
be.
Feige says it's, and I'm glad that they're not just cranking out movies. They actively said they're going to take more time. I'm like, dope, take the time. I don't need a new movie every
Yeah.
freaking 3 months.
I don't know. I saw those announcements though, and it looked like they were still cranking out quite a bit.
I have not seen the announcements because I watch movies when you tell me to, honestly.
Well, yeah, but they just had San Diego Comic-Con, so they made like a huge announcement. You saw the announcement about Robert Downey Jr.?
I did, and I'm very upset
Yeah, me too.
because
Um,
of a simple reason.
Tell me, I'm curious.
Doctor Doom is one of my favorite characters.
Oh,
Doctor
yeah, that's a
Doom
tough
is
blow.
Doctor Doom is one of the best characters in Marvel. He is actively one of the best
Mm,
villains and whatever you want to call him. He's just a compelling character. He has incredibly amounts of flaws. Don't get me wrong. Like
yeah,
he always, as much as he wants to be number one, he's always number two to Mr. Fantastic in intelligence. But the fact of the matter is, Doctor Doom is just smarter than Iron Man.
yeah.
And there are ways in which there's a comic book series where instead of Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom being roommates in college, there's a storyline where it's Iron Man and Doctor Doom
Mm.
is not going to be able to keep a scholarship, so he changes bodies with Iron Man, and so I'm thinking they might utilize that storyline where it's Doctor Doom's psyche and brain, but Iron Man's body and such.
I just, I,
The man's making so much money from this. He probably got so much concessions from this. He's probably got like a crazy contract. Because like the fact is, Robert Downey Jr. did not need to do this. Like
no.
he was doing great. His post MCU films, he's
Yeah.
been crushing it.
Well, with the exception of Dr. Dolittle. Yes, agreed.
I think that was still while he was in the MCU.
I thought it was like one of the first ones post.
He just won an Oscar.
Yes, he did. For
Doctor
supporting.
Doolittle was in 2020.
Yeah.
Endgame was 2019. So he probably filmed them at the same time though.
Oh, I don't know about that. There's a lot of post-production when it comes to Marvel, and with Dr. Dolittle as well,
True.
actually.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I could have been someone. I don't know.
Mm,
But he's been in like Judge. He was an Oppenheimer recently. Like I
yeah.
think he's doing fine. I think people know he's a good actor.
Well, yeah, yeah. I don't. He didn't need to do this, and I don't think it helps the story. I don't think it helps the fans. I don't think it's gonna push more people to go see it.
If they do something completely different, like this is my thing. Do I think he can play Doctor Doom? Absolutely. I'm not I've got no question about that. I'm
Yeah,
just thinking, why didn't they get like someone we don't know?
yeah,
Like we already have hype around it, but maybe it's because of them completely changing the storyline because they were supposed to have Avengers the King dynasty, and I think that's just gone.
yeah. No, that I think they're just doing away with that completely.
So now we've got
Jonathan
uh
Majors made a comment about it, I think today or something. So,
I have not seen anything about it. I think it sucks
um,
for all this stuff, but like because like honestly, I like Jonathan Majors as King. I thought he did a good job.
yeah, like
Um,
acting wise, yeah, he did a really great
yeah,
job.
I just thought as acting wise, I thought he did a good job. But like, don't get me wrong. I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to do a great job as Doctor Doom. I just, you know what? I would like to be Doctor Doom. That's what I'm upset about. I should have been Doctor Doom because he literally is like Doctor Doom literally goes to hell to get his mom's soul.
Oh wow. Yeah, I
Doctor
don't.
Doom is his face is burned and all kinds of stuff. And the people he protects of Latveria, like whenever people are like, "We're here to save you," they're like, "Get out." We're living great. Thank God for Doom. Like they worship Doom like a god,
Yeah.
and literally Doctor Doom actively he doesn't treat any of them like the workers of his castle and things like that.
Yeah.
He treats them with respect and all that jazz. If you're not from Latveria, he doesn't give a shit about you. Let me be clear here. He's still a villain.
Yeah.
But like those of Latveria, they'll die for Doom. They will literally die for Doom. And Doom, I think there's been a couple comic books where like he like people were like, oh, we're gonna do this and that. He's like, you can do whatever you want with the rest of the world. Couldn't care less. He's like, you're not touching my land.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if like superheroes want to like stop him, it's like the man's got diplomatic immunity. He's the utter leader and dictator of a whole country.
Yeah, I honestly don't know too much when it comes to Doctor Doom, apart from like the Universal ride, or I think I briefly remember a TV show. Am I making that up? The Fantastic Four or
No,
something? Okay.
he's technically the main like number one bad guy of the Fantastic Four, but like he's like an Avengers level threat. Like,
Yeah.
not only is Doctor Doom an Avengers level threat, he's like a Thanos level threat. Like
Yeah.
Doctor Doom, it's actively like the Fantastic Four stopped him multiple times, but as like the years have gone on, like you need like multiple freaking superhero teams to fight Doctor Doom. I think
Wow.
in like the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show, the cartoon, he was ranked as Shield's number one threat.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's insane. I wonder, yeah, I'm curious what story they're gonna
but Deadpool and Wolverine is probably the way to bring Doctor Doom in, like because this is why we're getting the new MCU
yeah.
Fantastic Four, which is the third reboot in like 20 years.
Yeah, it's I didn't even see the second one. I
We've
didn't.
got
I'm a huge
Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby, I think.
yeah, no, the first or the last one with Miles Teller. I'm a huge Miles Teller's fan, but like I still didn't even go see that. I'll probably see this one because I think Joseph Quinn is in it as well. Am I? He's
I can find
playing
it.
he's playing Johnny Storm, I think.
2025 Fantastic Four, the first steps. I believe it takes place in the 1960s.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Well, is it in the past? Someone told me.
That's
I
rumors.
heard
I don't know. I really
I
don't
heard it
know, but
was
like it
gonna be
has to, I
like
assume.
I heard it was gonna be like the future or something.
Joseph Quinn is Johnny Storm.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'll go see it for Joseph Quinn. That's fine. Uh,
Eben Moss Bacharach is Ben Grimm the Thing.
okay.
And then we've got Ralph Ineson is Galactus, which is crazy. I'm so excited for that. And
Yeah.
then Julia Garner is the Silver Surfer. We've
Hmm.
got a female Silver Surfer. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't give it. Like, whenever people are
Yeah.
like, oh, you're going to, I'm like, I don't care, man. It's like everything doesn't need to be exactly comic book accurate, man.
Yeah.
Like, just make a good story and I'm happy.
Yeah. I think she'll do a good job. I think she's got like a good intensity to her. I think she'll do a good job as the Silver Surfer.
I agree.
Uh,
I'm going to be I'm excited for it. But going back to the movie we watched, Deadpool
yes.
and such, it was very interesting to see because like they didn't actually go too much into Wolverine's backstory. But it looks like
No.
the Wolverine that was the main character in this movie. It seems like they pulled his backstory from the Old Man Logan
Mm,
universe plus like the current Logan character universe, which was
mhm.
interesting. Like they mixed it and they didn't really show much, but they said how he wasn't there and he got drunk and they killed all the X-Men and in
Yeah.
Old Man Wolverine, the supervillains come together and make Wolverine see all of the supervillains, and it's actually all the X-Men, and Wolverine murders the X-Men by his own hands.
Oh, wow.
So it seems like they mixed a little bit of that,
Yeah. Because I thought,
and
yeah, the way that they were like wording things, the way the townspeople were like, "Oh, we know you." I thought he definitely had a hand in killing the X-Men or something. But in this, it was just he was drunk and afraid and didn't. Which
my
is
boy was drinking rubbing alcohol.
yeah, he's a little dark and twisty in this one. But
Yeah,
uh
it was interesting for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I was listening to another podcast and they were making the same claim where like we didn't really get a big background and that they were wondering if it was like budget or something, so they didn't want to show it, or maybe they like overfilmed and cut out those parts or something and decided it wasn't prevalent to show those. Um,
I think they, even with all these cameos, they still kept the plot fairly straightforward, and I
yeah.
appreciate that. They
Yeah.
were, yeah, it was like universe saving, but it wasn't. Like that was the main thing, but the it was a, we got caught, now we need to break out of the prison. And I'm so thankful for that. Not every goddamn movie needs to be world shattering and world saving, and this was, but it, like the
Yeah.
scale of the issue wasn't really that high. As much as they were saying it was, we didn't focus in on that until like the last
Yeah.
30 minutes.
I think part of it was I I don't think I had as much of an emotional connection with this one as some of the other ones. It was very like, oh, here's your timeline. There's other timelines you can go to with other people that are the same. So like it just made it very like, well, something happens to this one. There's clearly like thousands of other Deadpools and they seem to be doing fine. Um
They could have made this movie about getting blind out or cocaine, and I would have been like, I'm in. I'm
really
in.
yeah, no, same. But you can't do that because, it's Disney now.
That's what
You
Disney
can't show
said.
it.
Hey,
You can't show it.
that's what Disney said. That's what Deadpool told me. And Deadpool would never lie to me. And then I mean, I think it was hilarious to build into like the whole Wolverine not being a fan of Deadpool and him being like, all right, well, shit, this man, as messed up as he is trying to do a good thing. Let me help.
Yeah.
And those were Hugh Jackman's real abs. They didn't like CG that.
Yeah. I
And
figured.
you know what that means? That means every gym boy and anyone that works out even slightly now has even worse body dysmorphia because Hugh Jackman's 55 and I'm a fat piece of shit apparently.
Okay, well, first of all, not everyone thinks that's attractive. Second of all, do you know how much money
Everyone's
and
wrong,
time
first of
has to
all.
go into that?
Oh, absolutely. The
So,
man was dehydrated for probably like 3 days.
yeah, he probably had to work out like in between every single take to
Oh
keep
no,
those
like
abs.
literally Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman and Henry Cavill have both stated like when it's like shirt off time, they don't drink water for 24 hours. And for 3 days leading up to it, they like like they drink a bunch of water and then they like cut out water more and more each day. And I'm like, I appreciate it, but gee, like that's a lot, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
I was like, I saw that comment that they were like, that was all Hugh Jackman, and I'm like, dude, we know,
unrealistic expectation. Okay,
like
yes,
we know though.
that is him in extenuating
Oh yeah,
circumstances. Let's be real.
they're gonna make him do this
That's
until
like
he's
comparing
90.
yourself to the Olympians. Like they're in their peak performance. Of course, they're gonna look like that. They are literally the best in the world. Well, this man, his job is to look fit for a movie and to show off the abs. Of course, he's gonna look good in it. So
That
you
being
can't.
said,
Yes.
I want, like if we do need to get a new Wolverine, which I don't blame Hugh Jackman at all for wanting to just be done. I am
No, until he's 90. That's
I
what Deadpool said. They got him
I
till he's
know, but like
90.
the man is coming close to 60, man. We don't need to make him keep doing this. Like I'd be cool if they turned him into old man Logan, and so he's
Yeah.
just there and he can be older and he doesn't have to be as crazy. I'd be happy if we got Henry Cavill as Wolverine.
Yeah.
I doubt we will. I really
Mm.
doubt we will. Um, like besides like the quick
Yeah.
second, like I doubt we will. Some people had said Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay, I've heard that as well. I've heard that for like the past 2 years.
Oh,
I
I just heard this.
that's a rumor that's been going around for a while. I don't think it's happening.
I
Um,
I don't
he's
care who it
he's
is. I
also
just
very short. I don't, but I guess he could be the short Wolverine that they came
I mean
across.
Wolverine's only 5'3".
I'm sorry, what?
Wolverine's only supposed to be 5'3", like if we're going by like the
Oh,
comics.
okay, then yes, Daniel Radcliffe can definitely play that.
Like, but also like whoever plays the Wolverine next needs to like don't be Hugh Jackman. Don't play Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
Play their own Wolverine. And in the same sense as we were saying with Robert Downey Jr., I do not want Iron Man Doctor Doom. I don't want Doctor Doom. I don't want Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man playing Doctor Doom.
yeah,
I want Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom.
yeah,
That's it. I want the prideful like doesn't give a shit about anyone that isn't his
Mm.
people, Doctor Doom.
But based on what you're saying or what you said, that could possibly be the backstory. It could be Doctor Doom trying to play Iron Man.
Oh, I mean, it's Doctor Doom takes over Iron Man's brain, but then he's just
Yeah.
himself. He's
Yeah.
just looks like Iron Man, but he's himself.
Yeah, but he could also pretend to still be Tony Stark, even though he's
Really
not.
hope they don't do that because that's
Yeah.
gonna. I mean, I think RDJ could do it. I think he's a good actor. Like that's the thing. He's a
Yeah.
good actor. I
Oh,
just
yeah, yeah.
because he
But is he gonna
doesn't
play a
play.
different character though?
There's so many things they could do, and this is my big thing.
Yeah.
Don't be shitty. Don't like they got the Russos, and the Russos are good directors.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Feige's got his hands in it. I'm cool with these things, but just like they must have offered this man so much money. I'm
Yeah.
gonna did it. How much money? How much money for Doctor Doom? Let's see. Oh my God. He's set to receive more than 100 million in salary and bonuses for playing Doctor Doom in 2 movies.
I just need like
Like,
a little bit,
you
like
know
just a
what?
tiny, tiny little, like not even a million, like
You know what? I'd take it all
50,000.
back. I'd take it all back. This man's making a bag. Do whatever you want, RDJ. Do whatever. If you're getting paid that much, I don't even care. You know what? You've earned it. Do whatever you want. I can't.
Has he
What
though?
am I gonna be
Has
upset
he
about?
earned it? I've earned it.
Have
Uh,
you? I would love to play Doctor Doom. I love Doctor Doom. Am I qualified at all? No. Could they?
Anyone can act. I'm
Am
sure
I
you could
willing?
qualify.
I mean, I did 10 years of musical theater. It's different.
There you
They could physically burn my face, and I'd play Doctor Doom. I'd be in.
go. What if they never take his mask off the entire time?
I'm in. I don't care. I'd be so in. The thing is, what this means is we need to have Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom in the same room, just being upset at each other, and Pedro Pascal and Robert Downey Jr. like acting across from each other would be really.
Mm,
I think
yeah.
that's going to be really cool. I think it's going to
Yeah.
be interesting to watch like all these different characters because like we have all these movies coming out beforehand because we have the new Captain America coming out, and then they're not done with Spider-Man. I don't think. I don't think they've
No,
lost
but
the.
I don't think they've announced any new Spider-Man. Let me double check.
I mean,
Let's
I
double
assume
check.
everyone wants to get Deadpool and Spider-Man together, but that would be crazy because Spider-Man's still like 19 in the universe or something, depending on what
Well,
year we're in.
but they might jump because
They might.
yeah, the only reason why I say that is because he's like he doesn't have to be in high school anymore. So and no one knows who he is, so they can make as much time as they want go by and then like
Yeah,
something else happen. Yeah.
they've also got Blade coming out. They're gonna have to do an X-Men reboot. Like, there's so many things that are coming up, and I'm just like, I don't know the timeline as to how we're going to do it all.
Okay, hold on. So this is what I see. Oh gosh. Wait, is this most recent? No, this is only through 2025. Where's the rest? Show me the rest. Okay, well, right now through 2025, they have Agatha All Along starts in September, which people are saying that it actually looks kind of scary and not just like funny. Then Captain America comes out in February. Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus, so I'm assuming a TV show
I'm so excited for that.
that comes out in
I
March.
love Daredevil. Daredevil's so cool. I found the movies coming out. I found them.
Thunderbolt and then Ironheart. Yeah.
So it's Captain America: Brave New World, February 2025.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts, May 2nd, 2025.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, July 25th, 2025. So we're gonna get 3 movies in the span of like 4 or 5 months.
What was that
Uh,
about not having a movie so often?
Yeah, I don't even know what to tell you. So Disney has the rights to Fantastic Four, and it'll be set in the 1960s.
Okay.
Blade is on for November 7th, 2025. And then we've got Avengers Doomsday 2026 May. And then a year after that, we'll have Avengers Secret Wars May 2027. And then Shang-Chi 2 and Spider-Man 4 are to be determined, but a fourth movie for Spider-Man is in the works.
Okay, but a year in between, yeah, I don't see that happening. I see them putting movies in between that. They just haven't announced
It's gonna
it.
be very interesting for sure because we've got so much. Deadpool and Wolverine have set up so much, very quickly because they said that here's the TVA, here's these
Yeah.
timelines, here's the X-Men. Like it's like literally like we got to have this amazingly fun movie,
Yes.
and then they were like, now go, which is interesting. But it's like I'm really happy because like even though this movie, like we've said, is incredibly fun.
Yeah.
It's incredibly fun. It has important aspects to it that like are gonna make changes going forward. But like the fact of the matter is like kept it self-contained within this own movie, even with all these cameos, like it
Yeah.
worked. It was fun and funny,
Yeah.
and I think that's the big thing. Like this is the fun and fun movie.
Yeah.
Logan was the serious movie. Like I'm glad that they're doing things like this, but I hope they
Yeah.
don't try to do this everywhere. Like I
Yeah.
understand we have all these actors and cameos, but like guys, come on. Like we
Yeah.
don't need this many cameos in every movie. I like in Fantastic Four in the 1960s or like Captain America. I don't need like 17 different people to show up in the new Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Like just show me Captain America being Captain America. Like show me Sam Wilson saving the day.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is they're trying to get people into the box offices. And so they're doing
Yeah.
everything they can, like getting big names. And it's like, why not just get good actors? Oh gosh, wait, what is this quote? Oh my gosh, there's a quote coming to me. And
I
there,
believe in you.
oh my gosh, what is it? It's like, why not just get good? Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'm gonna try to Google
No,
it.
you go for it.
I don't even know what show it's from. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. I'm trying to remember because it's something like, why don't we just get, oh my, Pitch Perfect. So yeah, there's a quote that's just like oh gosh, what is Brittany Snow's character is just like, why don't we just get good singers? And that's just how I feel about movies nowadays. I'm like, why don't we just get good actors? Why do we need people to look flashy and to look good? Like, let's get people who can actually who fit the role, could do the role and bring something new to it. And like probably won't break your entire budget when it flops because all you're doing is focusing on who you can get and not what you can do.
Yeah, instead of getting
Yeah.
big name stars or something like that, you could get
Yeah.
like a new person, like how they do with
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Tom Holland. I think Tom Holland was in other stuff too, but he wasn't like a huge name.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't, well, yeah, he wasn't really known for that, but the movie with Naomi Watts, Naomi Watts was the big name in that one.
I
Um,
don't know who that is, but okay.
oh, she's a celebrity.
I know who that is. I just typed her name in. I know who that is. I know who that is. I'm not okay. All right, we're good. I don't know all the actors' names. I just need to
Yeah.
like look them up. But I mean, they even bring in massive characters for like one-off supervillains. Like they brought Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal in for Mysterio,
Mysterio, yeah.
and then
I,
they've done all of the stuff like that. And I'm like, we can do better,
well,
guys.
I know. I feel like anyone who can, if they anyone who's popular is getting offered Marvel roles, and they're taking it because as like oh gosh, names. I'm struggling really bad right now. Hold on. She was in Euphoria.
Zendaya,
Mm-mm.
Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, like Sydney Sweeney, for example, was saying like, oh, it was a great business opportunity. It's like same with Dakota Johnson. She was saying the same thing, like, oh, this will just open up doors for me, give me opportunities, make me money. And of course, those movies flopped. I actually thought they were like somewhat
I'm,
entertaining. They weren't very like I would not fit them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but like by itself, it was like okay.
I just
Um,
looked up who Dakota Johnson is, and she was in a Marvel movie.
yeah, she was Madam Web.
Oh, I didn't watch that movie, but I don't think I've ever seen a movie with Dakota Johnson that I would like that is I've actually enjoyed because I haven't
Uh,
seen her in much stuff, so that's why.
I feel like I've seen her. I've seen her in like 50 Shades. Well, no, I never watched 50 Shades of Grey actually. I know she's
She
in
was in
that,
21 Jump Street.
not for very long.
She was Fugazi in 21 Jump Street. She was in The Social Network. That's how I recognize her face. I guess she's famous for the 50 Shades of Grey movies, I guess. I've
Yeah.
never heard anything good about any of those, so
I know her from How to Be Single, that movie.
never heard of it.
Okay. It's from the I think it's like based on the book by the same people who did He's Just Not That Into You. If you ever saw that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yes.
Aging myself right there a little bit.
He's just not that into you. It's much better than How to Be Single. But yeah,
Fair enough.
Dakota Johnson and Rebel Wilson are in How to Be Single.
I do hope moving forward with Deadpool here,
Yeah.
we can get new actors. We can get new people into the MCU, so we don't have to just be
Yeah.
going like I don't need Captain Marvel and everything. We don't need we have a new Captain America, so he's fine.
Yeah.
Sam Wilson's only been in like 2 movies before this. Like we don't need all of that like that.
Yeah.
We can have like different and new characters, like put
And
Cyclops and stuff, and
they
put
don't all have to come together either. Like we
not all
can
the
have,
time. No,
yeah, we can all have separate stories and it'll be fine. Life will go on and we will all
I'm
live.
fine if we have. I'm fine if we bring Thor back every so often, but we don't need him every time. Like the
No,
Hulk, the Hulk is good in group settings. A singular Hulk movie has
never
been
does
proven to not
well.
be great.
Never has that. Yeah.
I don't think they've told a good Hulk individual story. Why? In
Yeah.
the comics you can, but like there's some stuff you shouldn't put on screen. So I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
And I feel like Mark Ruffalo is pretty good with his role as the Hulk, just like being there ad hoc when they need him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
He's just a good actor.
he does a great yeah, he does a great job. And I think he enjoys his role in it.
There's like so many like characters I could do. Like give me a good Ghost Rider. Give
Yeah.
me a great Ghost Rider. That'd be
You don't
awesome.
want Nick Cage again?
I'll take Nick Cage again.
Hey,
I'll take
what?
whoever you can give me.
I'm surprised.
I'll take whoever we can get.
I'm surprised they didn't include him in uh
Deadpool
this.
Wolverine.
Yeah, that's Marvel, right?
I think it is. I think he's pretty expensive, honestly.
Well, for a while he was doing movies, like literally anything, including roles. There's an entire movie where he doesn't talk at all. Like he's there, he's the star, doesn't say a word.
That's kind of dope.
But that's how they
Uh,
save money.
I mean,
That's
dude,
like
like
that's
we're
how they
about to
can
get
afford Nick Cage.
we're probably getting a new Magneto and a new Professor Xavier, but there's so many other mutants we could get. Give me Exodus. Give me like someone awesome. Give me
Yeah,
like
like
there's so many characters in the Marvel universe that we just
they
haven't seen.
yeah, like I mean they could do them set apart from the X-Men. Like yes, the X-Men exist, they're there, but we're off doing this right now because we're not associated with them or something like that.
There's
Yeah.
you could give me Moon Girl, you could give me Franklin Richards, you could I mean we already have Venom, but we could there's so many people. You could give me Agent Venom, you could give me Nova.
Yeah.
He was Nova's awesome. There's so many Marvel characters like Sentry. Like I mean Sentry's overpowered, but I think we're supposed to get Sentry or someone dropped out of being Sentry. I can't keep up with all of the cinematic universe
Well, the
stuff.
problem is everything changes now, but everything used to be so set in stone and now it's just constantly changing that it's hard to keep up with it.
Just give me Deadpool every so often. I'm cool with
Mhm.
that. Give me Deadpool every so often. Wolverine is always going to be a mainstay because
Yeah.
it's Wolverine.
Yeah.
There's so many characters. Like if you wanted to do Marvel's vampires, right now there's a blood hunt going on in the comics, and like Count Dracula is around. And if you go by certain logic, Steve Rogers and Count Dracula worked together during World War II
Oh
in
God.
certain storylines. Yeah. So there's so much you could do.
Yeah. I don't think they want to, well, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how they would do that because I feel like in some scenarios that can come across as like really, really corny. Uh
Fair. I mean, there's
yeah.
also like we've got Daredevil TV shows and we've had the Defenders Netflix TV show, but it's like the Defenders are street level characters in New York City, which
Yeah.
is a fantastically like it's like just them trying to take down Kingpin or like a drug den would be a good storyline. Like we said earlier, we don't need everything to be like otherworldly. We don't need aliens.
Yeah.
We could just have a serious movie like Punisher. Punisher is a man with a gun.
I think he has a show.
He
I
did briefly, like, but we could also have like Deadpool versus Punisher as a movie.
No, I thought he was in another show right now with somebody.
He might be in the new Daredevil coming out because Daredevil and Punisher are pretty closely knit.
Maybe. I don't know.
They're not friends.
I'm trying to look up who the actor is because I literally saw a picture of it today and now I'm like, who was this?
Who was it?
Who is this guy?
Tell me more.
He was in The Bear recently, and so now I'm like, wait, what is this actor's name? Okay, what is he in?
But like we've gotten Ant-Man, we've gotten Luke Cage. Like Iron Man wasn't like like A class level hero until the MCU really. Like he had been in a lot of important things, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't like top tier person like on the comics until after Robert Downey Jr. freaking crushed it. But
Yeah,
like we've got the Thing, we can have the Beetle, there's Bishop. Like Mr. Sinister as an X-Man is a crazy person. Like
yeah,
his name's Mr. Sinister.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like
Uh, no. What did you think? So I don't know if you like heard before, but a lot of people were hoping that Deadpool would like somehow reset the timeline, reset the universe, and like clearly he didn't. They thought they were gonna do away with the multiverse with this movie, and they didn't.
they
What are
they
your
couldn't.
feelings?
They couldn't because of DC.
Mm,
This year DC just did that in their animated universe to link their animated universe with the new DCU that James Gunn's gonna do. So they just couldn't do that. Like they do try to be separate from DC, and so doing that just would have caused too much, whether ridicule or issues or something like that. Because like literally we just had we had three movies come out in the span of like 6 months from DC, each one being an hour and a half of their
mm,
animated universe. Because for some reason James Gunn wants animated movies and his DCU movies to all be connected, like all of it. So all of DC's
okay.
media besides the comics are going to be connected for James Gunn's universe. So I'm curious to see how that goes. But I think that's why they didn't do the Daredevil resetting the multiverse thing.
Daredevil, Deadpool.
Deadpool, sorry. So many heroes, so many superheroes we've talked about.
You're just naming them all right now.
I'm just going through the freaking list, man. But
Oh
like,
my
yeah, so I think that's why, because DC has had a lot of like reset the universe stuff, and if they reset the MCU, then like, what's the point of everything that's already happened?
yeah. Well, I mean, people also said that about oh gosh, what movie? I'm going back through my brain right now.
Ant-Man, Quantumania, Endgame.
It was after Endgame because it was something. Oh, it was She-Hulk because She-Hulk got a little meta at the series or season finale,
Oh, okay.
and it got meta. Did you ever watch that show?
I have not. I honestly only
Um,
recently got Disney Plus yet.
it it was very dissatisfying. Like I liked the show all the way up until that part where she goes and talks to Kevin, which is a robot that is determining their future. And a lot of people were pissed off because they're like, oh, so Iron Man sacrificing himself meant absolutely nothing other than to make the audience cry. Because that would be the scenario that makes the audience cry the most or feel the most emotional attachment. Like people were pissed because of She-Hulk, just because they did that. Like Kevin,
I did not know about this.
yeah, like they were really, really pissed off. Like Kevin was like an acronym for something, and he was a robot who was there to determine what would get the most audience reaction.
That's very interesting. I feel like Marvel missed the bar on a lot of stuff
Yeah,
as of recently, but I think this movie hopefully is their catapult back,
yeah,
and I think that's how a lot of people are seeing it.
yeah,
And the fact of the matter is, like, even their like bad movies probably were like okay. However, I think they lean too much into that Iron Man style of humor, where every villain is just a Loki ripoff, and I'm
yeah,
like, villains don't need these complicated things. You can just have a crazy person. You
yeah,
can just have a person that wants to do like Baron Zemo in Civil War. Fantastic villain.
yeah,
Fantastic villain. He did exactly what he wanted to. He was not remorseful, and he was like, "I'm sorry about your dad, T'Challa, but this is what." Like, and yeah, like that was a great villain, and he wasn't just a Loki ripoff.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so I don't know what to really say about the She-Hulk aspect of it. I think within this movie, there's so much that's going to come from this movie, and it's not really because of anything this movie did in the story.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think anything that happened in this, unless they try to pull Deadpool in, but because a lot of people were like, "Oh, let him into the Avengers," but at the same time, it's like, what value is he going to add other than to be a comic relief? And even then, is he going to ruin something like Secret Wars by being meta?
The only thing I can imagine that comes out of this as a character
Mhm.
because of Deadpool coming in to the MCU is we get the Beyonder.
I don't know who that is.
He is an extra dimensional being that is like universally powerful, like change reality kind of power. And he was a big part of the original Secret Wars. So we'll see if Doomsday going into Secret Wars if we get the Beyonder because of Deadpool in between realities and timelines and stuff like that. Um,
I'm
I
so down
assume
with
Deadpool will
timelines.
be involved. I assume Deadpool will be involved in like when it comes to like all of the superheroes coming in. I think Deadpool coming in would be good, but I don't think he's going to play like a major role. I think he's going to be like a comic relief kind of thing
Yeah, yeah. I
because
just
like Deadpool can't
no,
be
he
Doctor
can't.
Doom in the sense because the Deadpool we have in the movies right now, Ryan Reynolds, great character, really fun, great acting, but he's not Doctor Doom level.
No, no. And I also like Doctor Doom, I feel like hopefully they take it as a serious movie and you can't have a character referring to it like being like, "Oh, you know who's under that mask? It's Robert Downey Jr." Can you believe it? The original I would be so pissed off if they did something like that in the middle
I
of
didn't even think of it like that. That is a good point. I'm
yeah.
and we say this, but it's like if it's done at the right moments where it's like we're gonna put some comic relief like here,
Yeah.
cool, but don't ruin like the serious scenes of like there's a scene and it goes around the internet all the time. It's Doctor Doom dressed in white, Thanos being like even without the Infinity Gems, blah blah blah, and then Doctor Doom rips out his spine in like one in literally one panel. In
Jeez.
two panels, Thanos is like, I'm still unstoppable. And like Doom puts his hand into this man's chest, rips out his spine and skull, and says, that appears untrue. Like Doctor Doom does not mess around. We even have the end of the Marvel universe, and the three characters left surviving are Thor, Wolverine, and Doctor Doom. Like
Jeez.
Doctor Doom is a whole other realm of supervillain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm very excited, but I'm terrified.
Yeah. It'll be I think it'll be good. I mean, I'm interested to see where they take it, is what I should say. Like I'm
I
curious
agree
enough to go
because
see it.
we just don't know.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I think Captain America hopefully will set the tone as to what's going to happen. Or at least give us like a little bit of like, the scenes at the end of the end credit scenes will hopefully give us like some sort of insight into the direction they're going with this.
You think the Captain
But
America movie
well, I mean,
end
they're gonna
credits?
they, well, because it's the next like major Marvel movie that's actually going to be serious for once, because it's been a while since they've done a serious one.
I figured the
Um,
Fantastic Four since like Doctor Doom, Fantastic Four.
well, yeah, no, but I just meant like in general, like
Oh
where the
yeah,
Marvel Cinematic Universe is going, just in
sorry, I
general.
thought you meant like about Doctor Doom.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, I think that makes sense. I
Yeah,
think that makes sense a lot, and we'll see how it all goes.
yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting because I think this allows Marvel to do so much more because this does give them Fantastic Four, this does give them X-Men, this does give them all these things.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see the path in which it'll go down because this has turned from Deadpool into just us talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I'm fine with. Um, I'm curious to see how they're going to do the Fantastic Four because like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is like loosely based on the Ultimate Universe of Marvel, and
Mm,
the Fantastic Four in the Ultimate Universe kind of shitty people. I don't think they're going to be doing that. I think they're still going to be like saving the world, Fantastic Four kind of people, you know.
yeah. Do
But
you,
like, I'm curious how they're going to bring them into the main Marvel Cinematic Universe because where the heck were they when the Avengers
yeah.
took place in New York? So it'll be interesting to see how they like are brought back, or maybe it'll be like, hey, we got trapped in a different dimension. We just got back, and that's why we haven't aged.
Yeah. Maybe they were in
Which
the
is
same ship as Captain America. We don't know. Um,
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because they would
where they
have
were
if
stuck in space. Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's literally what just happened in the comics. Like the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four were gone because their movies did so bad for so long. They were gone for like 5 or 6 years, and they came back because they were traveling different dimensions.
Mm, yeah. I'm interested to know if they're gonna give us a whole nother origin story. Like we know it. We know the origin story. We don't need another one.
I mean, it is called First Steps.
It is.
It's called Fantastic Four First
And it
Steps.
literally has like the little baby blocks too.
I hope are they putting Franklin Richards and um so they're two kids. Franklin Richards is a mutant, actually. He's
Mm,
one of the most powerful beings in all of Marvel.
okay.
Like he's on the level of like right below God. I'm not exaggerating. The boy can make universes, like full on universes.
Okay.
And then their daughter, whose godfather is Doctor Doom. Like her
Mm.
name's Valeria Richards, and she has a phone, and she like FaceTimes Doctor Doom, and she'll go stay at Latveria with Doctor Doom. And like at one point, Franklin Richards and them, sorry, and Mr. Fantastic and Miss Fantastic show up in the middle of the night because they need to talk to Valeria, and Doctor Doom is like, "How dare you? Don't you know in Latveria every child requires a good night's sleep?" That's a
I
line. That's a Doctor Doom line.
I can never tell which in my
Bottom left. Oh,
no. Right
that one.
there. No, I know that's Dr. Doom, but then like I don't know
That's
if
Franklin Richards.
that's Franklin, that's not Valeria.
From here, it looks like short hair. That's why I say that.
Well, yeah, it does look like short hair, but I don't
Franklin Richards is a little bit more well known than Valeria.
okay, that would make sense. Oh, it's just they give her eyelashes like very feminine
Oh,
actually.
then it
So
might then
that's
it could be
why
Valeria. Then it could be Valeria, and then that's Sue Storm, and then
yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Fantastic right above.
Yeah. Yeah. Um yep. I have them there.
Yeah, no, I'm pumped.
But
I'm very excited for like Fantastic Four is awesome. They're the original superhero team.
yeah, yeah. I'm excited for it too. And I feel like including, I don't know why, I feel like having Johnny Storm in this movie with Chris Evans, which they
Mhm.
totally CGI'd his face to make him look younger. Uh,
I didn't even notice.
oh yeah, I mean, it definitely looked like they did like a lot to his face to make him look like he
Fair
didn't
enough.
look, it was weird. Like I was like looking at him, I was like, he doesn't look like Captain America. Like it looked like they like rubbed his under eyes like clean or something, like wiped them
See, I
away
I
and
never notice these things. I appreciate you do saying things because I don't know any of these things.
Um, but I don't know, it made me excited for the next Fantastic Four. I'm like, yes, like let's bring these people back because I remember them and like when I was younger, not that young because or I was very young because I'm still young.
I agree. I think you're
Yeah.
very young.
Yep.
I'm ancient on the inside. I do think it's going to be interesting because I worry. I worry with the Fantastic Four movie. They're going to do one of those like our universe died, so we've moved to this universe. Here's
Oh,
my family, my kid, and two of my best friends.
oh, great. Rick and Morty style. Okay.
I mean,
Um,
dude, they literally start another part of the Fantastic Four called the Future Foundation, and they travel universe to universe by
hmm,
Franklin Richards, their son, creating universes that they go into to go explore and have fun.
interesting.
I'm not making this up. I'm paraphrasing a lot, but yeah, like Franklin Richards is ungodly powerful. So like whatever happens, if they bring Franklin Richards into it,
Yeah.
like they have to somehow the supervillain has to like knock him out or something,
Yeah.
because otherwise it's just like, yo, blow it up, just blow it up, Franklin. Or Dad's gonna have to be like, no, don't use your powers. And I'm like, why not? We could be done. We could all be having shawarma. We could order Domino's takeout and let him take care of it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You just made me think of the joke in Deadpool where he's like, "Oh, you know, Marvel invented shawarma."
Oh yeah, I forgot about that line. But no, it's there's so much they can do, and I think this movie has set up so much. But it's
Yeah.
like because it's set up so much, I hope they don't go absolutely ballistic with it. Like
Yeah.
just tell good stories.
Yeah.
Just
I
tell good
agree.
stories.
Tell good stories, get good actors. Everything else will fall in line. Like it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like
Like they
even
have great directors. You have people
yeah.
that can do these things.
And you don't need like massive CGI. Like we were happy with stuff before. We don't need weird green screens, blue screens, whatever screens you use now. Like,
Stop CGI and costumes.
oh
Just
my
make the goddamn
gosh. And
costume.
the costumes, the faces, everything. Like, didn't we
Wolverine
learn
looked
it?
great.
Didn't we learn anything from Ryan Reynolds and Green Lantern? We
We don't talk
don't
about that.
CGI on masks.
We
We
don't.
don't
We're
need that.
not. We don't. We don't talk about how they did my boy Hal Jordan like that. I love Green Lantern. Green Lantern, not the movie, but like the character, so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right.
Dude, there's so much. There's so I mean we could talk about all this forever, but it's
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
I'm excited for the next one. I do hope I don't think
Yeah.
we need to talk about every single Marvel movie, but
Yeah.
like it would be cool to like be able to watch the next one and see that.
Yeah.
Currently I'm just excited. I'm excited for the DC universe and what's going on there. I'm excited. I'm excited for all the nerd stuff that I'm excited for.
Yes. I'm excited for the nerd stuff too.
But no, I think
All
that's all we
right.
got here.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks to everyone who listened or watched. Like, subscribe, check us out.
Good
Bye.
morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. I'll see you next time.